just looking at the pound, and it's ticking every second, and it's ticking lower. Actually, maybe we can show you a chart on the screen, because it is quite dramatic. When the statement happened, it started to rise a little bit, and then just in the last kind of 10 minutes or so, well, you can see.
We can see the line
I'll show you. I mean, well, so this is literally just over the course of today, OK? So it's from last night. And this is the pound versus the dollar, but it's a similar kind of picture against the euro as well. So relative kind of stability overnight. That was more or less where the statement happened. So you see that point where it kind of picks up a little bit, and then perhaps as people are digesting it, it's down by about a full cent against the dollar in a matter of a few seconds. So these kinds of lines, when currencies fall abruptly, immediately, in a kind of vertical manner, that's the kind of thing that is quite disturbing. Now, we'll have to wait and see what happens next. Where does that line go next? It could very easily start to bounce back. But that is a sign of investors out there being worried about sterling, and that's basically a proxy for saying them being worried about the UK economy and pulling money out. Currencies are very difficult to kind of, to predict or to rationalise what's happening there. So, you have to do a bit of approximation. But when you get lines that go down vertically like that, that's quite unusual. It's not a massive fall, it's a cent. Actually, in the scheme of kind of historical standards, that's not enormous. But we're talking about second by second here. So, we will keep an eye on that. Another thing worth noting, Sophie, the gilt yields. I showed you gilt yields, kind of government borrowing yields earlier. They've also ticked up. I'll bring that chart in a moment to you. But they've also ticked up, which means that investors out there are liable to charge us more money for lending us cash, which is of course what we need to do. This starts with a very simple proposition, which is the government wants to borrow a lot of money to finance tax cuts and also to do the energy price guarantee. We need to borrow that money from somewhere. And that means international markets, that is the nature of the way the global economy works, especially if you're in a country with a current account deficit, so you basically do inherently rely on international capital. So this is not trivial, it's really important. And the fact that the pound's falling there, what I just showed you, that's down to the lowest level again since 1985.